Okay, so we're going to do an exercise right now about change, because that's what this talk is about. In our world right now, so many things are changing, so many things are really disturbing. There's so much negativity that's spinning around that I feel like everyone needs some support to not dive into that. I don't know if anyone else watches the news and then all of a sudden feels like it's just too much. There's a lot of horrible things happening, and the only way to counteract that and not dive into it is to raise your own vibration. And what I mean by that is we all have, when we feel sad, we're at a lower vibration. So our bodies are salt water, tissue, electrolytes, bones, you know, we're a kind of a bony bag of all kinds of things. But we are running off of an electrical current. We're a vibrational machine, as it were, okay? So if our vibration is low, that's the days that we're sitting watching TV where, you know, we're thinking everything, nothing's, our hope scale is down to 0, right? So if our vibration's high, those are the days that we're ecstatically happy. We have great sex and we're just having fun, okay? So there's 2 different scales in our lives, right? So anger, where would that be in a scale? Would that be a lower vibration or a higher one? Low, right? Because what gets done when you're angry, except for a fight? Like what gets accomplished? It gets in the way of things, right? So what about hopefulness? Like let's say I'm just very hopeful that I'm going to receive flowers today. Hence flowers. But hopeful, is that a higher or lower vibration? Okay. Do you think you have control over your vibration, or do you think it just happens and you have to deal with it? How many people think, because usually the majority of people think that it happens and they just have to deal with it. Does anyone have that belief? No one in the room?
You think it's both.
Okay, like a percentage of...
You could choose your response.
Exactly.
I used to.
Well, I think that you could be, like a car accident could be like a lower vibration. Do you understand? Like,
Did you say car accident?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? And I don't know if it's drawn to you or if it's, or if it's like it was created.
Did you have a car accident?
No, but I'm using that as an example.
Yes.
It would be a bad day.
It would be a bad day. I'm very provocative. But anyway, so, you know.
Yeah,
So
my
you
belief about car accidents or tripping and falling
Right.
or something falling on you or something like that happening is you are in a lower vibration when those things happen. Usually some Buddha meditating on the top of a mountain doesn't get beaten up. You know, someone in a bar drunk who's hating the world might get attacked. Usually even the Buddha meditating on the mountain in a very high vibration doesn't even get bit by the mosquito. Do you know what I mean? Because the mosquito's coexisting on the higher vibration with it's not going to get attacked by animals or, so everything in my belief has a vibrational attraction, like a point of attraction. That's our second exercise. We're going to really learn how to hone in your point of attraction. And that's very much connected to your childhood, okay? Which is exciting. It might be depressing, but it's exciting because you have, by identifying that, you have complete control over what you want your point of attraction to be, whether it's a car accident or flowers.
So what happens for the nun that's driving down the street? Like, I'm just wondering, do you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say someone lives their life pretty high, that then comes into an accident. That just could be, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's not about, like, you're getting... It would be, so she's living in a high vibration because she's a nun, so she's connected
I'm just using
with
nun
God.
because, I'm just using nun because.
Yeah, so she's a nun, she's connected with God. But let's say that day she had to drive the car, she's not in church praying, she had to drive the car to go get things for the, and she's in the rat race. So she's lowered her vibration to go out into, like, let's say Bergen County.
Yeah.
So even though she is a higher vibrating person, she maybe got caught up in.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So nobody's wrong about it, but you can certainly be conscious of keeping your vibration high even when you're around a tremendous amount of people that have a low vibration. Okay? Does that make sense? So it isn't about whether you're very spiritual or not. It's about when you're in a situation where maybe something could happen. That's a really good time to use this exercise. What we do at the end of it, we're going to do a little thing before, but to use that tool, I'm going to give you some tools that you can put in your toolbox and take with you, and to use that. Okay?
Cheryl, it's always kind of like those days where you wake up and you drop and break something, and then all of a sudden your vibration goes down, and then you spill something, and then you get in a car accident, and then you're like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
today, nothing is going right today.
Well, yeah, because you attract everything on that level.
Right.
So let's say, if you want to do numbers, let's say I'm at 1, you know, and let's say I wake up, I had a great dream, I'm in a really
Right.
good mood, but then I get a phone call. But I choose to let that phone call bring me to 1, then I attract all 1s
Right.
for the rest of the day, until I choose to stop and say, oh, I know how to raise it, so I'm going to take 5 minutes to raise it, whether you're at work or whatever. But otherwise, it goes that way. It's really very black and white. It just goes that way. You rarely will you attract something like winning the lottery or something like that when you're in a very low vibration of anger, disappointment, bitterness, betrayal, those kinds of things. Okay?
One quick question. But you believe theoretically you could be at a good place and still have a bad circumstance? It's not the rule, but it's an exception, but it's possible.
Well, there's no rules. You know, it's not like it's I do know for the most part that you can bet on learning how to keep yourself in a high vibration equals a much happier life and much happier relationships. So nothing's really black and white,
Gotcha.
but if you go by averages, or if you go by, this is a better one to go for.
Okay.
Because you're going to get 99% of what comes around you is either going to be fun and easy or really great, depending on how good you get at raising your vibration, right? Okay, so it takes a little bit of work to do that. Okay, so what we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do, now this is going to take a little bit of focus, okay? So we're going to start off by thinking of something awful. Thinking of something sad, feeling something sad, okay, we all have something sad that's happened to us. Thinking of something that was disappointing, we can all revisit that, right? I can think of many things, and you want to feel it in your body. So when I say that, does anyone feel it anywhere in their body, like a sad event? Do you have?
In your chest.
In your chest? In your chest?
In my stomach.
My stomach, yeah.
In your stomach, like in your abdomen or in your
Yes,
stomach?
like core.
Like here, like in your core, yeah, which is your, like, your diaphragm, like your epicenter, your core. So that goes right to your core, whatever that is that you're thinking of. Anybody else have, sometimes it's your head.
My hands are funny, I get really cold.
So you're cold and clammy.
Yeah.
Keep thinking of, is your throat closing or is it,
Tight.
and for you, your throat? Okay,
And
so.
see, for me, it's knees and feet, because I was walking all day today
Mhm.
in the city, and when we meditated, I got rid of all of that, and all of a sudden,
Okay, well, we're gonna get rid of it, but I want you to feel it, okay? So where else do you feel it?
I feel it in my face.
Where in your
Like
face?
my eyes, behind my nose, like I want to cry. That's
Yeah.
like right in my
okay.
right in my neck. Yeah.
We all have this in us, so I want you to make a note on the top of your page where you're feeling this, because this is great information. Because if you're just running around doing your thing, did everyone have a physical feeling somewhere? We're still in it, so don't get too happy, okay? So, who didn't have a physical feeling somewhere for the sadness? Because we'll have to go a little deeper. Did everybody have a physical? I want you to make a note of the physical feeling, because that's going to be your indicator. You didn't have? No. Think of something sad. I know it's hard.
I'll give you some stuff. I got enough to share with you.